And we're finally at chapter 40, the Wisdom of Arion. Instinctively, Bree reached up and stroked the neck of the horse. In response, it lowered its head and closed its eyes. "You're Arion? Like in the ballad?" she asked.
"I know nothing of the ballad that you speak of, but I serve the royal Golian family."
Bree turned to Blaze. "Did you know that?" "Did I know what?" Bree responded, looking confused. "The ballad?" "No, about Arion serving the royalty of Gol." Blaze looked at Odiana, who shrugged. "Who's Arion?" he asked, looking back at Bree. He then gestured to the horse. Is this Arion?" Now Bree was the one confused. "Did you not hear it say that its name was Arion?" Both Blaze and Odiana shook their head. Bree looked back at the horse. "Only I can hear you?" Arion nodded.
"What is your command?"
She looked back at the others. Apparently only I can hear Arion. "Let's get some rest at the fairy pool near here."
"I can take you there faster than you can run," Arion said. "Please get on my back so that I may take you there."
Bree walked over to Arion's side and jumped onto its back. "I've never ridden bareback before," she commented. "Do I hold—" Arion suddenly turned to the east and took off faster than she expected. She quickly wrapped her arms around the horse's neck, but in a few minutes she was at the entrance to the cave of the fairy pool in the desert. She was dizzy from the speed and turned around to see the others. Blaze and Odiana were nowhere to be found. "We are fast," she said. "How did you know this is where we wanted to go?"
"I am born of the earth, wind, and ether,"
Arion said, as if that answered all her questions. A few minutes later, the others arrived, out of breath. Bree chuckled. "Arion, the next time we should travel at a pace that the others can handle." Arion bowed his head.
"As you wish."
After bathing in the fairy pool to heal, everyone tried to get some food and then rest. Odiana and Blaze quickly fell asleep, but Arion lay near the entrance to the cave, watching the stars twinkle in the skies above the desert. Bree sat against the wall of the cave, examining the bow from the Earth Temple. The design on the bow was unlike anything Bree had ever seen in Gol, and she wondered if it was even from this land. "Have you ever seen this before?" she asked Arion. The horse looked over.
"I know nothing of the weapons of man."
She placed the bow down and looked at the quiver. There were nearly 30 arrows inside, and it was very lightweight. She pulled out one of the arrows and marveled at its design. From midway up the shaft to the tip, the arrow glistened with a reddish golden shimmer. The tip had 5 prongs and seemed to be razor sharp. "Wow," Bree said out loud. "Look at these arrows." Arion cocked his head from the side.
"I smell the blood of Gol."
"Blood of Gol?"
"You sometimes call it rosarum."
"The rose gold blood of Gol. Rosarum," Bree repeated. "My aunt first said that to me, and my parents left in the note when I was sent here." She held up one of the arrows. "Are these things tipped with rosarum?"
"As the ether gets stronger, more creatures will lose the rosarum."
"I've already noticed that. How are they all connected?" Arion was silent for a moment, as he seemed to be lost in thought.
"The ether is beyond even my comprehension, but I know it gave me life and made me what I am. The rosarum is found in all of Gol, and in all life, like seeds of the ether itself. Once the ether was drained and the elements corrupted by the fiends, the ether made sure all rosarum kept its power. Once you started restoring the elements, the ether recalled that power to prepare for you to liberate it." "Then who made these arrows?" "I do not know. There have been many warriors before you who were gifted in weaponry. Perhaps everything you find was meant for you and you alone."
"I was told the Royal Golian Legion left me weapons and tools I would need to succeed." Arion turned to look at the stars again.
"Then finding me was planned.
You should rest now. Tomorrow we travel to the Water Temple." Bree nodded, shut her eyes, and was asleep in seconds.